Hello, my lovely audience. And, oh boy, is this going to be a fun what if. I'm going to answer off a few few things that, I've seen in the comments that, just kind of bug me sometimes because I see it a lot. And that is this. I don't do scripts because of how my mind works. I just kind of get a feeling of how, what I'm going to be doing for a what if, I'm going to be doing this, today, or I'm going to be doing that today. It's completely random. I have no control over just what I'm going to probably be doing. Mostly it's about what I watch or what I'm keeping up with. So yeah. Now, as for what is going to happen here in this lovely what if, let's get straight into it. So, where we left off was the USJ, and Deku, he would get in trouble due to the fact that he went on his own, and I would say that, Bakugo also helped as well. Now, I had to do a little research for the sports festival because of Shinso, so there's some fun stuff there. Anyways, so for the sports festival, I'm going to say that Deku does somewhat the same things. Just he's going to be more athletic in running and getting there first. And I'm going to say that Deku, when he makes it to the landmines, he is not going to be using a metal plate or whatever. He's going to use his own body. He's just going to get some landmines, more landmines gathered together and all that, and then use his body, like his back, on the landmines, and get himself propelled forward using his body and the explosives. Now, as for, he pretty much makes first the exact same way, just he's going to be weighed down a little bit, so I would say he probably would be making it second or third place. And I'm going to say for who he's going to have in his cavalry little team, I'm going to say that Bakugo would most likely be on good terms with him, so I'd say they would team up, and Deku would, with him teamed up with him, I would say they would need probably two more people? I can't remember too well. I think it was three more, I don't know. I can't remember how many people it was, but either way, Bakugo, Araka, and let's see here. I'm going to say we're going to use, that inventor girl, the girl that, creates stuff. No, I'm going to say instead, let's see. Deku's not really becoming really close with anyone, so I would say that, I'm going to say that Ida joins in. And, yeah, I'm going to say that Deku's going to be holding the front. And, I'm going to say that they're going to, hold him up. And Bakugo be in the front, using it. Well, actually, I'd say he'd be on the side, and Ida would be in the front, and Araka would be on the other side. So yeah, and what they're going to be doing is providing, basically just suppressing fire on other people that try to grab their points. So yeah. Now, as for, that's pretty much what they're going to do, and no one would really want to go against them because of Bakugo's explosions, Ida being able to get them out of there really quickly, and Araka applying a lightweight kind of ability to them to have them kind of just go all over the place easily. While Bakugo using his explosions to, pretty much just mobility is what they're going for, and Deku providing command to kind of tell them where to go. Now, for the fights, these one-on-one fights. Now, I had to do a little research because I was like, Deadpool can be resistant to mind control and all that. So shouldn't Wolverine and him, well, because of the healing factor, yeah, he is immune. So yeah, Deku would also be immune to mind control and all that. So yeah, Shinso's brainwashing isn't gonna work on him at all. Like, it will have a little influence. Like, it will give him like an itch he wants to scratch, but he can't. He doesn't really want to. And I would say that immediately Shinso thinks three things. One, he's fucked, and well, two, he could probably talk to someone that, well, without even worrying about his quirk. And also, I would say that Deku would kind of just briefly talk, like quietly, that he's gone through a lot as well, more than you can imagine. And when he shoots out his metal claws, he tells them that he went through, he was always called a villain when he was a kid, but when he was then taken and experimented upon. So don't think you had it hard, because always someone's going to have it harder. And I would say immediately Shinso's like, shit, yeah, alright, I don't have it as bad as you. And immediately kind of shuts the fuck up. Now, as for what's going to happen with the fight, yeah, Deku's just going to walk up and punch him in the face, and it's going to sound like a metal bat hitting a guy in the face. And because his body's made of metal, so, well, his bones are made of metals, or, well, covered in metal. And it's like a loud dink, or a bing, or I don't know. Whatever metal baseball bat sounds like when it hits something hard. And vibrates a little bit. And yeah, I'm going to say that for that fight, it's pretty solid. Now, as for what's going to happen with Deku versus Todoroki, yeah, he's just going to cut through the ice, like, pretty easily. And just keep cutting through it. And yeah, like before, he can't really do anything because how Deku's just cutting through it like it's butter. And I would say that he would be able to do the same thing and just kind of tell him it's his fire. Use it how you want to use it. No one else can tell you otherwise. And when he uses his fire, it completely burns Deku. And immediately the audience is going like, holy shit, this dude is completely burned. He's got third-degree burns. Is anyone going to help him? And immediately gets on his knees and screams loudly as he regenerates all of the skin that is burned and slowly heals up immediately. And that's when Deku runs in, and Todoroki would use this fire again, but Deku would cut kind of through it almost, and just kind of like push himself through it. Then Todoroki would use his eyes, which then he cuts through, and immediately has his claws go back in and punches Todoroki right in the face, knocking him out of the ring. Now, for what's going to happen again with Deku versus Bakugo, I'm going to say that Deku, well, he's going to go ahead and, he's going to throw a lot of explosions at Deku, who's got really heightened senses, so he's definitely going to be feeling that in his ears. And I would say that Deku would, he wouldn't be using his claws. And immediately would start using his claws to kind of like defend himself, however they can, really. And I would say what's going to happen is this. Bakugo blasts, uses all of his power on on Deku, who's blocking with his claws, and immediately, I would say that, when he blocks with his claws, this amount of force is insane. I'm going to say that it's going to break off the claw that is in front and launch him flying back and almost out of the ring because, well, when I mean almost, I mean Deku would stab into the ground with this one claw that's barely holding on and kind of cut into the ground, like almost sending him out of the ring, but barely getting sent out, and immediately breaking the last claws as he pulls it out, and it hurts like hell. And immediately would then shoot his claws back in, and he'd run at Bakugo and start beating down on him using his the fighting styles that he's learned through his grueling hellhole. And he would start immediately remembering more and more of the pain that he suffered and how much of the pain he had to go through this entire sports festival. And he would then slowly be feeling like an anger in the back of his mind, wanting him to go kill, but he doesn't. He holds it back and immediately punches Bakugo with insane speed and knocks him out, giving him one hell of a concussion. Now, as for that, I would say that I'm going to say that All Might thinks that giving Deku one for all is a great idea. Why would he think that? I really don't know. Ask him yourself if he was alive. But yeah, I'm gonna say that the reason really was because he showed such utility with his abilities, and also he showed that he is he's willing to do anything just to kind of make it and prove almost to the world that his quirk isn't villainous. Because I would say a lot of people, like a lot of heroes, see his quirk as villainous. And All Might would then want to give him one for all, because one for all, it could be used villainous, like be used like a villainous quirk. And immediately has Gran Torino want to train him on how to use full cowling and how to properly use one for all. And I'm going to say that they have a whole talk before the internships with Nezu and everything, and immediately Deku kind of just learns the truth about his favorite hero that he had to re-grow up with. And I'm gonna say that Deku, let's see. Let's see. When he gets to Gran Torino, I'm gonna say that, he swallows the strap here and immediately learns why he needs to go to Gran Torino, because when he tries out his the punch, it breaks I wouldn't say it breaks the bone. I would just say it would destroy the muscles in his arm. And yeah, no, I'm gonna say that it would destroy the muscles in his arm, and also I'm gonna say it does break the his arm, the bone in his arm, like one of the bones in his arm, a few of the bones, and I'm gonna say that it also enhances his healing factor, which also then boosts his his metal claws, making it almost fully adamantium. After healing it up, fully becomes adamantium. So I'm gonna say I'm gonna say that it pretty much the same strength as adamantium. So I won't say it breaks it, just say it destroys the muscles and dislocates his arm. That's better. He would just pop it back in, and he would heal up pretty quickly. But he would want to learn how to use one for all. And so he goes to Gran Torino. He pretty much learns pretty quickly how to use One for All, and immediately when he kind of hears about how Ida is going to go and try and avenge his brother and all that, so he decides to stop him. And yeah, how's that gonna go? Well, he tracks him using sense of smell, hearing, everything. And well, I'm gonna say he finds him pretty quickly, and I would say the first person he calls up is gonna be Bakugo, and yeah, he's gonna call him up for backup, and also because I would say that Bakugo would get someone else because he would be much more cool-headed and not as hot-headed as he used to be. So yeah, I would say he would get someone that's more closer nearby and all that. And Todoroki, well, he wouldn't get the message. And I would say that when Bakugo gets there, he is I would say he would meet up with Deku pretty quickly, and they would go to the where Ida is, and immediately find him almost about to die, and Deku rushes in, shoulder tackling the Stain. And I would say Stain rushes at Deku, and after talking a bit, and I would say that Deku has his claws go out and cuts his blade. And I would say Stain does slash Deku in getting some blood and licking it. And immediately the quirk would have an effect, would stop him for like just a quick second. And then he would start moving again. And immediately Stain would realize that his quirk's not going to work on him. So he's going to have to go full out and cut him up. So he tries to cut into his bones and everything. And he's pretty much stabs through him. Like that's gonna do anything. And I would say Deku punches into I would say he stabs into a Stain, not killing him enough, but just stabbing into him with the claws barely out, and just to make him feel some pain, and then cutting the blade and pulling it out really. Stain realizing his odds, tries to run away, but Bakugo would explode his ass, and they would knock him out. When the heroes come by, they would see that basically they would cover it up again, like they did in the main anime. And for the person that's going to take the spot here, I'm going to say it is going to be Endeavor, because he would be close by still. So yeah. Now, as for when they all come back, I know I'm doing this pretty quickly, but yeah, I don't know why I'm doing this pretty quickly. I'm just doing it because I don't know, I'm doing it quickly. I guess that's good. I don't know. Anyways, Deku completely, I would say, for finding I think it was All Might? I can't remember. Yeah, it was All Might that they were trying to find. I would say that he finds him pretty quickly and cuts through the pipes so he can get to him, which is a lot faster than than Spider-Manning his way across like the tape guy did. So cutting through and making his way through it, yeah, pretty impressive. So yeah. Now, as for, I would say he gets to him pretty quickly, and I would say he uses One for All's speed. I'd say he'd be able to use like 25% of One for All, and he kind of rushes through it, cutting through it easier and moving through it completely insanely. And yeah, using his claws to kind of like break around, I would say, and kind of like drift with the claws, I would say pretty much be what he would be doing as well, besides cutting through. And yeah, so that's basically about it. Catch you guys in the next part. I'm sorry if this was too short. But yeah, I'm just really tired. I'm doing this literally Monday nights, so I don't have to do it exactly on Tuesday. But yeah. I will try to do the Supernatural What If. I've just been, I just can't get in the mindset of doing Supernatural. I will try though, because I've been watching a lot of Supernatural, so I've been thinking about that. But I might replace it with one that someone told me to do it a long time ago, and I don't know if I might. I don't know. The thought is in my mind because I've been playing the games to that What If, and I might do it. Like, I've already thought up a story of how I would do it, and yeah. So yeah, have a good day and a good night. Peace out, everybody, and yeah, stay frosty.